Oh, Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Don't let him end. Ba 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 bang bang ba 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 bam ba 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 bam bam ba 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 bang. Hello everybody, welcome back to the command center. My name is Commander Lionheart, and I am joined tonight by the two gooberiest of all gooberinos out there. They are Mitos and G.
Hello there.
No.
Also, no Mitos. I mean, over here. No Mitos.
Right. No face cam for now.
Mitos
Yes,
is
it's
not.
amazing.
Mitos is a Force ghost now. He died and is now a Force fox.
I'm chilling, drinking some blue milk with Ghost Yoda. He's my pal. He's a very good pal. He's all like,
That's okay. Wait a minute. Why the hell does that sound like Banjo and Kazooie?
we're playing a lot of that game.
Oh God.
It's a bargain bin edition, kid. You cannot ask for more.
Blue milk, I should drink.
Although, if he proposed himself to actually sound like Yoda, I think that he can actually nail it.
Yeah, but not tonight. I think.
Me like the voice of Yoda? Nah, I can't.
I mean,
That voice is definitely something special.
Yeah, well, I think that you can nail it.
You really need to force your throat.
I mean,
Just
you're
gonna
good
say
at that. You don't have problems with that.
I do.
Oh, that's right, but this is not. He's not in this movie.
No, I know what you're.
No. Yeah,
What
but
you.
yeah,
I mean,
maybe
he
if we
is in
see.
this movie, you don't see him because he's just in his little shack on the planet, just
No, I'm not talking about Yoda. I'm talking about
oh,
Salacious Crumb.
Jabba's pet.
Yeah, Salacious Crumb.
oh
Yeah.
the
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, G was telling me that you could do that.
that one I can do. That one is easy.
Yeah, I told him that you could do it.
I would just lose my voice, but I can do it. I can do that.
Yeah, you really have
maybe
to
sometime.
stretch it out. But anyways, people, welcome to Mystery Movie Friends, episode number 6. We are here tonight. We are gathered here tonight, my brothers, to talk about a movie.
Dearly beloved.
We are here to talk about the classic 1977 Star Wars. Nothing
wait,
but Star Wars.
1977?
Yes.
Damn it! And here I was so happy because I could say that Jar Jar Binks is the best character of the movie.
No.
Damn it! I watched the wrong movie.
Don't worry. We'll get to that one eventually. One day.
Oh God.
Well, next year is gonna be 5, then the other next year is gonna be 6, and then the other one is gonna be the first one. So we still need to wait 3 more years.
Yeah. Don't worry. I mean, we could accelerate the process and just do 2 Star Wars movies a year, but we'll see.
I mean, we can do 2 movies a year if we wait until Christmas.
We could
No,
probably. We need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk. We actually do need to talk because I need to.
We'll call a board meeting later.
Yeah, we do need to talk because I was after the show last time. I was looking at the schedule, and if I want to hit the Independence Day date, I need to get into some negotiations with the two of you.
What negotiation has to go through
Oh
me?
boy.
You're always like, Mythos, we're gonna do this. You're gonna be in. And I'm like,
You're right. Gee, we need to get into some negotiations so that we can rope in Mythos. That's what we gotta do. But yeah. Star Wars, 1977. I know Mythos told me you say this every single time we go live, and I say it with confidence tonight. This is going to be the shortest episode. I can guarantee it.
Nope.
And if not, your money back. No, not really. I ain't giving any of you shit.
I mean, I could have expected that from the last movie, but in this movie, short episode, don't mix.
I mean, between Mythos being under the weather, me being half asleep, and this movie being known by everyone, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what we come up with during this episode.
At least I have my rating ready.
Mythos,
I mean,
go get some vitamins. You go get some, Lion, you go get some, drink some coffee, and return back, and we will talk about this movie.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this movie. We definitely are.
Can I see you in the circle? On the stream? I know Lion is looking at this, just the whole OBS thingy.
Mm-hmm.
The red sky with the two sun of Tatooine makes you look like you're wearing some Mickey Mouse outfit.
Fuck you.
Gee, I own your ass.
The red sky with the two sun looks like the Mickey's pants.
I know.
You need to know, I own them.
That is true.
It's a reminder of who the boss is. Who's someone paying? You see what Mythos has in his mouth right now? Who's paying that? It's that one. It's the mouse.
Where to begin?
Begin at the beginning.
Where do we begin at the beginning? At the trailer. I'm gonna watch the trailer. I mean, there are a few trailers that I have here. I did not watch any of them, so I don't know which one is the actual original one.
I think it's the first one, Star Wars 1977 trailer.
I think that the original one has the letters Star Wars in white. I think that's the original one.
So it looks to me like it may be this one then. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's this one, and we will come back to talk about it.
Somewhere in space, this may all be happening right now. 20th Century Fox and George Lucas, the man who brought you American Graffiti, now bring you an adventure unlike anything on your planet. Star Wars.
Here they come. Coming in too fast!
The story of a boy, a girl, and a universe. It's a big, sprawling space saga of rebellion and romance. It's a spectacle, light years ahead of its time.
I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations, and this is my counterpart, R2-D2.
Hello. No sauces, no sauces!
It's an epic of heroes.
Good luck.
And villains. And aliens from 1,000 worlds. Star Wars, 1 billion years in the making, and it's coming to your galaxy this summer.
Then they blew up the Star Wars.
So
Well, it definitely blew up because after that, it was crazy.
I want to start this because, of course, it's the first Star Wars movie ever made.
yes.
I want to start this with asking, how did you guys got into Star Wars? How did you found out about Star Wars?
You go first, Lion.
Okay, so I was 6. In 1997, they re-released this movie, Star Wars, in theaters, and my mom took me to the theater to watch it. And basically, that's the end of the story. Because after that, I just kept watching all of the other Star Wars movies. Like my mom bought me the VHS special edition trilogy. I went to see Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Force Awakens. I've seen the rest of them all in theaters. Like, I guess that the only ones that I have never seen in theaters, I guess, were Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Because I don't think I'm pretty sure that they didn't re-release them in theaters. I could be wrong. I don't
And
have
also
that knowledge.
And also the Christmas special.
And also, yeah, that was not
We
even.
do not talk about that.
I mean, he's talking about it. He clearly wants to do an episode on it. So, just saying.
Then we will when the temperature is right, because right now it's hot as hell.
That is true. Jesus is being very hot.
But yeah, that's basically how I got, or I guess that my mom got me into Star Wars, because she actually watched the movie back in 1977. So she was the one who got me into Star Wars. And you know, I've been a fan of this franchise ever since, and this is actually like my favorite movie of all time. I fucking love this movie, and I've seen it more than any other single movie ever. Like, I acknowledge that Empire Strikes Back is a better movie, but I don't know. There's just this sense of wonder and discovery that this movie just makes me feel happy, makes me feel good every time. This is my go-to movie for whenever I'm feeling down. G?
Awesome. Well, you could say that I have watched this movie 501 times.
Aha! I see what you did there.
Well, back in 1995, we got a VHS player. My dad one day just came home and he brought a VHS tape. I didn't know what it was. It just struck to me because the VHS got a yellow sticker, a really bright yellow sticker on the side.
Mhm.
And he put it on, and Star Wars started playing. And after that moment, I was like mesmerized. And yeah, like you, I have seen all of the other movies, and actually this was the movie that got me into sci-fi, because after this movie I got into watching really old, really, you could say that bad special effects sci-fi movies, but it was actually what got me into sci-fi. And actually after after watching A New Hope, I watched Star Trek because they were giving a series on television, and I watched it like 2 or 3 episodes before they got it off air, or we lost the cable. I don't remember. But yeah, like you, this is the movie that makes me fall in love with Star Wars all over again. And I can say that I can watch Rise of Skywalker. We all know how good the quality of that movie is.
Mhm.
And I go back and watch this, and I'm saying that the universe is all okay again. And even today, while watching this movie, I watched it throughout the day. It actually, well, it let's just say that it gave me a ray of hope, even
This
though that
movie
I'm going
really
through
holds
a
up.
yeah,
This
that's the other
this
thing.
yeah, this movie God, in the 2006 DVD release, they actually put the original theatrical version. Well, not that original theatrical version. I think that it was the 1981 version where it already had the A New Hope title in the crawl. Like the original theatrical version did not have the title A New Hope after on top of the title crawl. So
I think that the VHS they didn't also have
no, it did.
the episode 4.
It did
It
because
did.
yeah, I still own those VHS, and I know for a fact that it still says it. The only versions that does not have that on the title crawl is the original theatrical version.
Okay.
So you guys watched this movie first, and that's how you guys fell in love with the whole Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'm guessing that
Pretty
that's not
much
the
it.
case with you. Is what I'm starting to feel.
What?
I'm guessing that that's not the case for you. This wasn't your first Star Wars.
No.
Okay,
Nah.
which one was the?
So my first Star Wars movie. Okay, to start off, my dad, his cousin, gifted him the VHS collection, Star Wars, 4, 5, 6. So he watched 4 and 5, and I never saw those movies. But for some reason, when he watched 6, I was there, and that's the first Star Wars movie I watched. I watched Return of the Jedi first, and I loved it, and then I went back and I watched the other two. And that's how everything started, basically.
Okay.
Interesting.
so you watched it from back to front, basically.
Kind of, yeah. I watched 6 and then 4 and 5.
Is Return of the Jedi your favorite?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it adds up. But yeah, like you were saying, me though, this movie still holds up. That is like, if we all remember, 3 episodes ago, the reason why I ultimately chose to do this movie was because we felt like Superman the movie, which was released 1 year after this, there were certain parts, specifically in the technical aspects of it, that did not hold up, and that movie had a bigger budget than this movie, which I didn't look up how much the budget was. I think it was 77, or it made 77 million. I don't remember how much the budget
I
was.
think that
but
it was around that. I think that it went up to 80. I think.
Star Wars budget. Let me make sure I don't want to. 11 million was the budget. I think they made 77 million. Or I could be wrong. Let me see. Star Wars film. The budget is 11 million, it says.
Yeah.
And box office. Okay, this has to be like the combined total of all the times that it's rerun, because I think that it actually has rerun. They've put it in theaters like 3 times at this point. Because 775 million, I highly doubt that that's what it made in just one run. But
Yeah, it must be like all combined.
yeah, probably all combined. But yeah, this movie, even though you guys saw the videos that I sent you, the comparisons.
Yeah, I watched the first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
me too. I saw the first one.
yeah, I watched both. But this movie is, like I was telling G, this is different from the past 5 movies that we watched, because this movie has been changed so many times. They changed it for 1997. for the special edition not DVD, VHS. They changed it again for 2006, like again in 2011, and I don't know. Part of me wants to say that in 2016 they also changed it, but also very recently because the part where Greedo says McClunky, that is only in the newest version of the movie
Actually,
in the Disney Plus Disney Plus version.
I think that it's more of a fix than a change, because if you remember correctly, the change that they did was that Greedo shot first, right?
He still shoots
He
first,
still
though.
shoots first.
Yeah,
Hashtag humanity first.
yeah. They've
But
never gone back to making
think that-
Han shoot first.
I think that it was a nostalgia critic or someone pointed it out that the face of Han Solo actually did something like this
There is
when Greedo shot.
So
And in this one, I didn't notice that much. So I
They've-
think that it's more of a fix than a change.
they've changed it over the different edits to make it seem a little bit more natural, like his neck moving, but it's still very noticeable. And
There's nothing natural about this.
and that is one thing that I will say, that some of the changes that they did to this movie over the years, some of them are for the better.
Yeah.
You guys didn't see part 2, but there is that one scene when the X-wings are going to the Death Star. It was much stiffer in the original version. Like the in the version that we saw, the newest version that we've seen, that is all like added new, to make it look more dynamic, more action packed, more up to date. I guess in the original it was a little bit stiffer, obviously because they were working with models and practical effects. Like George Lucas, say what you will, at least back in those days, he wanted to use as much practical effects to make his vision come true.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing that gives this movie the magic that it has. Because I would say that it's magic because it's a movie, like Mito said, it's a movie that, even though that it's over, I would say that it's over 30 or 50 years old.
No, it's
40,
45 years,
45 years, it still holds up.
almost 45.
And then if you go back and watch the Superman movie that we watch, it doesn't hold at all.
The only
So-
thing I could say that it doesn't hold at all in the movie is, of course, the lightsaber. When the lightsaber when the lightsaber is activated, it just is straight up cut,
Yeah,
which really hurts my eyes.
yeah, it's very noticeable, those cuts. But I think and it's the same for the doors that are like that like go up. Like those are also like cuts. If you notice, they are better, but they are very subtle. They are not as noticeable as when they do it with the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're whichever parts you feel like don't hold up because they look out of place or CGI-ish, is because they have been added. A good example is when they go to Tatooine and the stormtroopers are going to interrogate Obi-Wan, and you know that classic scene, and there is like this big walking dinosaur thing, very clearly CGI. That was not in the original. That was added in CGI years later.
I would have let the droids moving on the back of the stormtrooper. because it, like you said, I think it's distracting. That giant lizard passing in front of the screen, it's really distracting.
Yeah. Here's the deal of what happened. What happened? George Lucas felt like there wasn't too many things happening on the screen, and he wanted to add more. Like that is wholly what happened with this movie.
To have a more livid, more alive environment, basically.
He did, but at the same time, it makes it, there is there are some very noticeable places where it's real life and it's CGI, because it's an old movie. It's not like a new movie where they kind of blend everything together. That one, they already had the movie made, so but I will say that I was impressed because when the stormtroopers first arrive in Tatooine and they are mounting those fucking lizards, they have like redone that scene a couple of times over the years, is what I've seen, because in one of the versions you can very clearly see the bad CGI, or not bad CGI like say Mortal Kombat CGI, but you can see it in this current version that we saw. It's barely noticeable. You would almost think, oh wow, they did this back in those days, because they actually seamlessly. And I also think that it's because of the color saturation. I saw in one of the videos that I sent that specific area where those stormtroopers are, in one area the sky is the color of my wall right here, like very super blue, and in the original it's like pale. So I guess that they have worked with the color saturation to make things look more realistic and fit a little bit more cohesively. So again,
Okay.
some of the changes, I do appreciate them. One of the changes that I kind of don't appreciate is Jabba the Hutt, because he was originally not in this movie. They shot a deleted scene, which is the one that we see in this new version. But
It was one
Jabba
of the henchmen, right?
It's when God, it's the scene
It's-
where Jabba is outside the Millennium Falcon calling for Han.
Yes, but on the cutscene, on the original cutscene, I think that it's Han Solo speaking with one of
No.
one of Jabba's henchmen,
No,
right?
he's talking to Jabba, because Jabba wasn't supposed to be a slug initially. He was supposed to be that guy. It was supposed that was the guy that Han is talking to, with the accent and shit. That
The video says that they didn't have a clear vision for Java. They didn't know
Yeah.
what Java was gonna look like.
and I'm so glad that they cut that scene out. Again, we go back to what we talked about in Superman the movie: editing, cutting down parts that will not make the movie flow very good. Like, now you can say that because they put the right Java, it kind of meshes together, but there is still this feeling of, yeah, we don't really need this scene that much, specifically because of one reason. If you see in this final version, Han, he's supposed to step over Jabba's tail, but
Yeah.
back in the original, Jabba didn't have a tail. So what they did was like they it's kind of like a Photoshop effect, I guess, like trying to move him up and put him like this. It looks
Yeah,
so
they
up.
they basically cut down hand and just move it going slightly up and then slightly down while he's walking. Like,
Except obviously, it doesn't look like something natural. Like, it
Because
looks
it doesn't look like he's forcing himself going up. It looks like he's just walking and going.
Yep. So
Well, sometimes in the real world, you just find yourself these invisible boxes that you have to walk over them.
sure, G, sure, whatever you say, buddy. But also because that in that same scene they also put Boba Fett, and Boba Fett wasn't introduced until 1978 when the holiday special came out, which was the cartoon version of Boba Fett. That's when he was first introduced, canonically introduced in The Empire Strikes Back, is where we actually see him for the first time. So
At the time before he was busting helmets with a Tusken Raider spear.
gaffy sticks, I think it's what they're called. I forget. Which
Whatever
also
you
on that
call
point,
them, but Luke is lucky to be alive.
I remember people like when the Mandalorian, that episode of the Mandalorian came out, people were saying, "How the hell did Luke survive a hit from one of those things?" And if you see, the Tusken Raider never hits him with it. Like he tries to, but he never hits him with it, and we don't actually see what happens to him off screen. And he's still alive, so he wasn't hit by one of those things because we have seen what one of those sticks does to a stormtrooper armor. Like it shatters it like ceramic.
I
So-
think I think that Luke managed to get up, but then he fell down and his head hit a rock or something.
Tusken Raider might have sucker punched him or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, there are a few changes. Like I said, that were good. Some that were bad, like I mentioned. But overall, honestly, the changes that are, like I said, the changes that are good, you don't know that they're changes if you don't look for them. Like, I actually, since that scene of the X-Wings that I'm talking about was added in the special editions of 1997, I've always thought that was how it looked back in the original 1977 release. I didn't know until I watched the changes video that it was a much stiffer looking X-wing deploying the wings and shit. Yeah, the X-foils.
Back in the old days when you watch a movie or whatever, as a kid, your eyes as a kid will see it like super advanced and realistic. And until you actually see the comparison, sometimes it's like, oh, this is not what it used to look like. But I thought it looks like this. It would actually look like this.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I thought that the X-Wings moving their X-foils into attack position was very cool. And as a kid, I actually compare it to the F-14 Tomcat, which is the airplane that can move its wings back and forth.
Yeah, I know
That's-
which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's not-
those
that-
knows.
That's another one from X-Men.
No, the one in X-Men, actually, I think that it can actually do that as well. But the one in Top Gun, the old movie.
I've never seen Top Gun, right? we need to watch that one for whenever the hell Maverick decides to come out.
Well,
Whoa.
when theaters go back to normal, I guess.
Yeah, normal.
What is normality? Nobody knows.
Yeah. What is
Anyway.
What is normal? Why is normal?
Oh no.
But yeah, I know the
Anyway.
the plane you're talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's basically why I thought that they were cool. And I mean,
played that
rewatching. Well, that is awesome.
I mean, G is.
Ace Combat. I have played Ace Combat.
I've played 5 minutes of Ace Combat, and that's about it. But okay, so this is the scene that I keep talking about. Ah, God damn it! Why did it move away? Okay, here. Let me see. Okay, so this is the scene that I'm talking about. Like, this is how I remember. Like, I mean, this is how it is still today. This bottom part, but this is how I remember it because this was added in 1997. Even though it says new digital shot, I think that it's because they added even more ships. Because what I don't remember is there being this many ships in the back, but I do remember these ones.
Well, they say there were 30.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Well,
you can see the comparison of how it looked in the original up here and how it looks currently. I mean,
Well,
here
to me-
there are a lot.
Yeah,
Like-
that right there in the original, you can see like the formation and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying. Something about the changes, I guess. I'm just very impressed because again, it's how I grew up with that version, with the 1997 version. So I had already seen the changes. The only change that I do not condone, I guess, is the Greedo shooting first and Han shooting second thing, which I barely even remember as a kid which one was which. But I guess that starting in 1997, Han did not shoot first.
people, don't debate over something like this. We all know the alien scums are just alien scums. Hashtag humanity first.
It's
Can
like,
we all agree? Can we all agree that no matter what version it is, stormtroopers can't hit shit when it comes to shooting at the main protagonist?
it's funny
My
though.
friend, I call
Yes.
bullshit because a stormtrooper is the most precise shot you'll ever see in the entire galaxy.
And you
Just
see-
as Ben Kenobi.
And you see this? Shots too accurate to be sand people. These are Imperial stormtroopers who shot these threads. Or
You sound more Australian than British, my friend.
I try.
But yeah, changes to me. I just watched this movie and I just have fun.
yeah,
And the changes, whether they are good or bad, I just don't. It's not that I don't care, but I just am not nitpicking it because, well, Rise of Skywalker actually broke me. That's
the
all
thing
I can
with
say.
the thing with this movie is that it flows. Like
It, it moved
Yeah.
great.
there is never an actual dull moment in this movie. Like it starts off amazingly
Yeah.
with the
I have to
With-
say, there are one or two moments that it's just one scene cut. It does it like nothing happens. It just cut to that scene, nothing happened. 2 seconds later, cut again. I'm like, what was the point of that scene?
which
There
scene was that?
Huh?
Which scene was that?
It was
You
at the
remember?
beginning. I think it was like at the beginning when it was in Tatooine. I remember it was in Tatooine. They changed the scene
Hmm.
and something happened. Or actually, they changed the scene. They show some rocks, and that's it. And then change again. And I'm like, what?
I think that was that when R2 ran away? I think-
I really don't remember. All I remember is that thing is pointless.
I think it might have been like
It was
like
what?
I mean, it could have been. God, let me see if I can find it. Because
It'd
if
be
it
hard to
is
find.
what I think.
I think that you're on the right track with R2 running away because that's one of the, I would say, is one of the slowest. And then when they go back to Ben Kenobi's house, they show a scene of the house. I mean, a picture, more like a picture of the house.
Yeah, which that scene was also changed from the original. His
Exactly.
house and stuff. Um, it might have been when R2 runs away, Luke finds out, and it's kind of like showing the passage of time, I guess. I don't know.
I think, or are you talking about Luke actually staring at the twin suns?
No, that is not this. Looking at the two sons, that is not the part of it.
I'm looking and no, this isn't the part that I thought that you were talking about.
I think it's like after that.
After this?
The thing was when he goes and tried to find. I don't remember if it's when he goes to try to find R2 or after he finds R2.
I think that this is the scene that you were talking about, maybe.
Yeah, that was it. I think that was it. Like they show some rocks and that's it. It's like show rocks, good. Now show more rocks.
Oh, they need to make it clear. It's a desert planet.
Yeah,
Look,
Joe Rock.
That's
Yeah,
that's dead rocks. And
it's
then they
this.
changed one more.
Okay.
And I'm like, why? Why?
I don't know. I mean, that is an interesting shot, actually. An interesting shot of rocks. I mean, it's not that long either, so it's not
That's
like
the point.
it's not like they did the wipe, show the rocks, did the wipe again, and show R2.
True,
That would've-
but that's the point. It's like it's not there for like long. That makes me uncomfortable. Like, why? They show rocks and then they cut the scene and then they show more rocks and then they cut the scene again and then they show R2.
I guess it's to like show that the
That the
Time-
planet is a desert. Good.
in case you didn't catch on that this was a desert planet. Or the passage of time. I don't know. Because that's one.
But that's the point.
That's
There's
what-
no passage of time actually.
Well,
it shows rocks.
Well, there is a small passage of time because it's when Luke is getting the crap beat out of him by the sand people, and they don't show when he gets hit. They just show the rocks. I guess it's
their own way of censoring the
yeah.
violence.
It's I guess that it's censoring basically. Oh, we can't show him getting hurt. So
Oh, he's a hero.
Yeah. That scene made me uncomfortable. I was like,
out of
He's a
out of-
hero, and the movie is called A New Hope.
I
We
bet
will
the
not take the hope
geologies
away
would-
from you.
I bet a geology will have a freaking orgasm by looking at those two scenes alone.
Damn. That's
God damn
the.
me those.
I didn't needed that mental picture, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, show me those rocks. Oh, yeah.
I mean, considering that immediately after the rocks, the rocks that R2 is behind, those were digitally added in later editions. That was not in the
Those
original
were-
cut.
Those are
I'm not.
CGI.
You're not too far away. Me those. Oh God.
Oh man, what a great movie.
But aside from that, like there really wasn't pacing issues with this movie. There really weren't any moments where you were like, oh, like I mean, maybe it's because I have so much nostalgia that if this movie just flows by for me, and there is no dull moment for me. Like,
I
maybe
don't
that's
think
it.
that. Well,
I
maybe for
think the
you that
only
is.
dull, I think the only dull moment is like this scene where R2D2 gets captured, and before that it's just R2D2 just moving like 2 miles per hour, just
Well, I wouldn't say that there's a dull moment in that scene either, because R2 is being stalked
The
by
Jawas.
Jawas.
yeah, but they never showed the Jawas until they cut the scene. And they show like
Oh, if you're a
Jawas.
hunter and you're hunting, you wouldn't want your prey to actually see you. So
It
I
is
think
true. It's
that that that
R2
it
was way too slow.
that it makes sense if they are not showing the Jawas at that point, because they want to make sure that you know that R2 is being hunted or he's being watched by someone.
Yeah.
But I think that even in the slow moments, this movie is not dull, because in the slow moments they talk about the conflict. And when one of example of this is when Luke and Ben are talking in his house, and Ben is actually reminiscing about the Clone Wars and what it was like to what Luke father was like, and what was a Jedi Knight and stuff like that.
Which by
And what was the other slow moment when they were talking, just talking? Uh, I think that
the
there was another slow moment.
the
It was a
Millennium
slow
Falcon.
moment when
Yes, in the Millennium Falcon when Luke is training with the helmet, and
and
Han
also
Solo.
when uh, Ben Kenobi, when Darth Vader kills, air quotes, kills Ben Kenobi, and there's a small moment where in the Millennium Falcon where uh, Luke is like just sitting there lamenting the death of Ben Kenobi and
That's actually, to me, that feels like a composed scene to me, because you get Luke that he's actually down in the dumps because of Ben dying, and then you have Han Solo trying to escape the one of the biggest scenes that this movie commits.
yeah.
But it's me nitpicking in sci-fi. If you have a battle station with thousands of ships, you're just gonna deploy 4.
I mean, again, remember what Leia says. They let you go because they're tracking them.
Yeah.
They need to know where the rebel base is. So it's again, it was just a trap. it,
It's a trap.
but going to what the two of you are saying, even though that is a slow moment, it quickly ramps up because again they are being followed by the
Oh,
TIE
yeah.
fighters, and they need
Yeah, and
to
I'm not
start.
saying that slow moment was like boring and all that. It's like an emotional moment. It's still kind of like a little bit slow.
Oh, exactly.
But
That's what I'm saying, because in some movies when you get this type of slow moments,
It
they
dwells and it
slow
lingers
down
on.
so much that exactly they dwell so much on that, and that's when the scene starts getting boring.
Yeah, like here, they make this moment so that the characters feel something and lamentation, like Mito said, and whatever. But immediately after, it picks up again. Like again, that's the thing, that there is not like this extended period of time where it's a slow moment. There is something going on. There,
also, I thought Leia kisses Luke for the first time in 5, but no, it's actually in here in 4. She kisses Luke when he throws
she
the
kissed him in the
thing.
cheek. She kissed him in the cheek. Okay.
Do you
Still
think it was
awkward.
in the cheek? Because that
Still
is
awkward
what-
knowing the reality of everything.
Oh, sweet
Still feels
home
awkward.
Alabama.
God damn it. Hey, it's a galaxy far, far away. Maybe the rules don't apply.
Space Alabama.
What are you talking about? That part of the universe is called Alabama?
Man. Okay, I don't know.
Yo no sé, chico, pero está jara la cosa.
Again, you gotta, this is like, you can harp on it because we all know what happens later, but you gotta remember that they did not, at least George Lucas did not plan all of this, I guess. Even though he says that he did, but then when you look at what happens in movies before Return of the Jedi, you're like, no, it wouldn't add up. Like, even the whole part of Darth Vader in Episode 5 in Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader being Luke's father, that was like a shock to the whole cast, except for the one who was delivering the lines. Even, well, it was actually James Earl Jones who, because so I guess that I didn't mention the actors and shit, but David Prowse, rest in peace, was the man who was Darth Vader physically. He was the one in the suit. And James Earl Jones, who is still very much alive. No. Please, Lord. Please, Mufasa. Please keep living.
Shut up.
James Earl Jones is the one that that actually gave the voice, because David Prowse, while he was a muscular man, and a presence, he did not necessarily have the voice to match the intimidation factor that Darth Vader brings to the movie. So in Empire Strikes Back, what happens is that apparently the lines that they gave David Prowse were, "No, Obi-Wan killed your father," is what supposedly David Prowse said to Luke, or to Mark Hamill / Luke Skywalker. When we know that with James Earl Jones' voice, what he says is, "No, I am your father." So even with the scripting, like, nobody knew what was going on in that scene, actually. So again, it's kind of like Lucas was going through ideas and deciding whether or not one of them would work or not. So he says that he had the everything lined up together, but I don't know. I call
Well,
it.
if you want to sound cool, you need to say, "Nah, I plan all this." When you actually have no freaking idea what you did.
Yeah, see. Yeah. No, I had all these plans. Sacándose de la manga. Yeah. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
But speaking of Darth Vader, when he walks in with the intimidation factor, the actor that plays him, he was a really tall man. And the intimidation factor, I believe that I was actually thinking when he came out of the door in the ship, in the Corellian ship, I was thinking about the scene in Rogue One and how cool it would be to have I believe the Double Toast that actually spoke about this. How cool it would be to have a Darth Vader movie, but it's actually a horror movie or a thriller.
I mean, do you know how I said that back when I did the Jedi Fallen Order playthrough? When Darth Vader shows up, that literally feels like a fucking thriller movie. Like, you running away from him because there is nothing you can do against a force so strong. It's almost like he's a Mr. X or a Nemesis from Resident Evil. Like, Darth Vader would absolutely work in either genre. In a movie or in a video game, you running away from him.
You'd say like a thriller movie of Darth Vader. The first thing that came up in my mind is Star Wars movies. The first few minutes that you play that game as Darth Vader in Kashyyyk.
Yeah,
and
killing Wookiees and
crap
shit.
out of the Wookiees.
Yeah.
Also, I believe in
that's the best tutorial ever.
I believe in Rebels, actually, the way Ezra describes the presence of Darth Vader. I believe that they have material to actually make this happen, to make a Darth Vader thriller movie or something like, or even a short series. But it's something that has to do with the presence of Darth Vader, because it's scary. It's
Yeah.
freaking scary.
Can we get Darth Vader killing more junglings, please? And thank you.
I knew it.
We can do it. We have the technology. Yeah, God, it's interesting because we see that.
Oh, you know what? Just
What?
give Darth Vader a lightsaber chainsaw. Perfect.
God damn, I thought it was actually going to contribute something actually meaningful. No. Keep your
You
fanfic to yourself.
You play yourself.
But it is interesting that we have had literally the only Star Wars movie recently that feels different, I guess, is Rogue One, where it feels well, at least the last third of that movie, for the first and second parts of that movie, they kind of feel like more traditional Star Wars, I guess you could say. But the third one, where there is like this actual war happening in the planet, it's been like the only movie that feels different from the recent Star Wars movies. I think that Star Wars needs more of that. The Mandalorian is another example. It has been more Western, going back to the roots of what Star Wars was, samurai
Cowboys
samurai
and
Western.
samurais.
Which, by the way, we should actually watch the movie that inspired Star Wars. I mean, there is a lot of movies that inspired Star Wars, but one of the main ones, which is The Hidden Fortress, Akira Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress. We should probably watch that. I've never watched it, so I am interested to see where all this inspiration came from for Star Wars. But I think that Star Wars needs to take more risks, like Rogue One and like The Mandalorian. Something that Marvel has been doing. Like Marvel, they are comic books. That is the main genre, but they subdivide into different genres because there are spy thrillers like Winter Soldier. There are heists like Ant-Man. There are very different. There is this very cultural movie like Black Panther, or like there are different subgenres in that genre. So I think that Star Wars needs something like that. And to your point, Vader would absolutely be like a Vader movie would absolutely be a perfect if done well, if done like more serious, like an actual force to be reckoned with, like
Exactly.
like you said, like the end of Rogue One. That is one of the best moments in Star Wars, actually. Darth Vader just plowing through that hallway like a fucking like Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger or something. It's intimidating. It's scary, and Vader is that
Exactly.
because even Jedi, other Sith, the Inquisitors, everybody feared him. The only one who didn't fear him was Palpatine because he had him on a leash. Well, Palpatine kinda did.
He feared him to the point where he actually didn't give him suit upgrades
Yeah,
just to make him suffer and to keep him weak.
yeah. So again, it could work if done right. They just need to give opportunity and
Well-
actually make it. So
On a side note about the Rogue One, the second time that the third time that I watched Rogue One, I decided to watch it with the eyes that I watch a movie like Saving Private Ryan.
hmm.
I watched it with that mentality, as I watched it not as a Star Wars movie, but as a war movie. And it actually works perfectly fine from start to end. Has a war movie.
Okay.
Now, if you're looking for the traditional Star Wars action war stuff, well, you'll get it on the third scene, on the on the
The third-
finale, basically.
Yeah, the third arc.
The third,
The third act.
But if you look at as more of a traditional war movie where you get you get these characters, what is happening, there's a war happening, how this war has affected other people, because in Rogue One, Cassian was his name,
Cassian
I believe.
Andor.
Cassian Andor, he actually says that I've been in this war since I was 6 years old. So you get to see the extent of how this war has affected people's lives, and so on and so forth. If you look at Rogue One with that mentality, going back to
now-
this, yes,
Hmm?
Vitos,
No,
you were
continue.
gonna say? No, you were gonna say?
I was gonna say, with all these interconnected movies and all that, like if you stop and think about starting from this movie and looking from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, to now Star Wars Episode 9, and all the series and all that, it's like, Jesus H. Christ, this universe like suddenly a million times bigger compared to where it started.
Oh, most definitely.
It's bigger and somehow it's still so small because they are always going back about to the same people and the same planets and the same places.
Exactly. And
like
that's
I would say it's where it's gone and where it's headed and whatever if they didn't revisit so many planets and so many of the same
That is
people
true.
all the time, which is why before Disney acquired Star Wars, the Knights of the Old Republic, that was set thousands of years before any of this shit happened, and it felt so good. It felt so organic to have like characters that didn't have anything to do with the future characters, planets that there's a lot of planets that didn't have to do with any of the planets in any of the movies. Like, it's. I think that they are doing actually
And-
something very similar now with the High Republic. I've heard that those novels and comics, which are set like 1,000 years before the original Star Wars.
the bad things that I have heard is because of what they're trying to push, the ideas and all that stuff. But people.
Yeah, that's to be expected at this point.
But that goes back to what you said, Lion. They need to take more risk and start going outside the Skywalker line.
Mm-hmm.
Because for as long as they keep themselves going back to the Skywalker line, I said going, oh, we need to see Chewbacca, or we need to see Luke Skywalker, or we need to see X or Y character. Not necessarily.
They do
Rebel.
it for nostalgia, I feel.
Rebels is one of the series that is connected to the Skywalker saga, but it doesn't focus on the Skywalkers.
Mm-hmm.
You get a whole set of new characters. The Mandalorian is
The
another example
Mandalorian.
of that.
Yep.
And I would dare say even Rogue One, and you get these new characters. They are connected to the universe, but they're not the same characters.
Yeah.
My hope is that they actually go into the unknown regions.
They have
That's
never. Yeah, they
my
have never traveled to the unknown regions in the Star Wars universe. It's
Yeah,
I don't
stop giving me the freaking excuse that the unknown regions are filled with dark holes and anomalies and singularities and stuff like that. Bitch, shut up and go to the unknown regions. If Christopher Columbus did it, you can do it too.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like that, right? Like back when people thought that, well, people are still thinking now that the Earth is flat, but let's not get into that. But back in the days when they didn't know about the globe being round, and they thought that once they kept going and going and going to that far expanse of water that they would just like fall or something like that. It definitely feels like that with Star Wars. Like they are afraid of going too further towards that endless ocean, where more planets and more stuff may lie. It. I think that they should just like maybe leap forward like 100 or 1,000 years into the future, and not even mention the Skywalkers ever again.
Exactly. I mean, The Mandalorian did something good with the cameo that they gave Luke Skywalker because they presented Luke. They basically redeemed Luke in that scene
Yep.
when he came back. But it was for a few minutes. He grabbed Baby Yoda and off he was. Now with the Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett coming
December.
soon. I believe that that's gonna go into more like the gang wars that are happening
Yeah.
since that Jabba actually died and everyone is like on war going to see who has the biggest spice cartel.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that shows go. Um,
Yeah. But go into the unknown regions, you bitches. You have the technology.
yeah. But what did you guys feel like any character didn't feel right? Or you didn't like a character as much or anything like that?
Mm,
Well, son,
Because I bring it up
did you know?
because we talked about this in Superman the movie where I had a problem with Lex Luthor. That he didn't feel like the character that should have been there. Like he felt like from another movie completely. Like his acting was fine, but he wasn't suited to the movie that he was in. So did you guys feel like anyone here was like that? Because for me,
Not
no.
really.
I guess I may be blinded by nostalgia, or maybe not. I don't know. But for me, everybody worked. Like they're like okay. The only one, and it's not even in the movie. It's the character, the Jabba the Hutt character that we saw in the deleted scene that I talked about, but not the CGI one, the slime one. I mean the original idea that they had for
human.
yeah, the
regional.
human Jabba the Hutt. That would have not fit in this movie. That felt that was the odd duck, and I'm very glad that they cut that shit off from the movie. Again, editing and cutting, brilliant. Bless to the people who work on editing and cutting because
By the way, here's a little game. If you're thinking of watching this movie, take a drink every time they say force.
that's not how the drink works.
Just
You'll be
make sure
surprised.
that it's a drink that it's not gonna kill you. So
I mean, they don't say force nearly as much as you think, though. Like Vader and Obi-Wan are the ones who say it the most, and it's not that much. I think like the first time that we hear the force is when Darth Vader is in the Death Star, and that other guy is like, "Oh, we're here in the Death Star. This is the most powerful weapon in the universe, and this weapon is insignificant compared to the power of the Force."
I think when Ben and Luke are together in Ben's house, Ben says force like 5 times.
Hmm. Maybe.
And also when he was when Luke was in the Millennium Falcon training, and also when Ben Kenobi and Darth Vader and Ben Kenobi, and when Vader was talking about the feeling the Force and like something about the Force, and it was like Ben Kenobi running around like an idiot.
I definitely feel
it's kind of hard not to talk about something that surrounds you, binds you, and it's everywhere.
Exactly, that's the point. They didn't shut up about it, so let's make a drinking game.
I mean, I feel like
the Force is like Puerto Rican heat.
Maybe. I feel like there has been more other Star Wars movies that have said the word Force way more times, though. Like,
Now that's something I would like to research. Which
yeah,
of the Star Wars movies have said Force the most?
yeah, that
I
would definitely
believe
be.
I believe that the new ones have the old ones beat.
Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure that at least in the Force Awakens they might have said the word Force like a billion times. I have that slight feeling. But yeah,
But yeah,
I
to me, no character fell out of place because even the Imperial officers, they were on point with the way they were acting because that's how I would expect a fascist officer to act.
mhm.
Arrogant, stupid, and moronic. Yes, because you're moronic. If you have the most advanced weapon in the universe, how the fuck are you gonna leave it on? That's just me,
You
sci-fi
know what?
ranting,
You know
sci-fi
what
ranting.
character I would change? Not eliminate, but
Calm
change.
down, calm down, calm down, calm down.
Yeah, me
I
those.
would change the the alien that tells the stormtrooper where that Luke Skywalker and everyone was going to where the Millennium Falcon
Oh,
is.
no.
Yeah, I would change that because the fucking voice they gave to that alien is horrible. I don't like it.
Nah, nah.
Sound like a Banjo Kazooie as well.
I call
That
him.
is true.
I call him I call him El Chota.
El Chota.
I mean, he is a chota, but still,
Yeah,
the voice
literally.
doesn't help him at all. I hate that. I hate his voice. The voice they gave to that alien is like,
Now that
okay.
actually,
the voice
nah.
compared to the body. I should elaborate. The voice compared to the body and how it looks, it just doesn't fit.
I don't know. To me, it fits. I don't know. The one that the now that you mention voice, I hate one thing that I do hate about all the modifications that they've done was the change that they did to Ben Kenobi's yell when he was
The scream.
the scream,
Yeah,
because it's supposed to sound like a crate dragon, and they have now shown what a crate dragon looks and sounds like in the Mandalorian. And and why is it that the Sand People ran away at the sound of that scream, and they have changed it 3 times now at a point that it is no longer like sounds like the original one. It's more like a woo. It sounds like Patrick from SpongeBob trying to scare Squidward. Woo! Stop it, Squidward! You're scaring him. Like it's stupid because the original sound was fine of him doing this sound that stroked fear into the Sand People. So I that is like one of my major complaints, but it's not about the original movie. It is about one of the additions that they made to these movies or to this movie.
Oh, maybe that's the next. Maybe that's the next change that they will do. They will try to actually incorporate, well, that element of the Mandalorian into the original one. Because other than that, when Ben actually mentions that was it Ben? I believe so. That it was Ben. That the Sand People walk in line, and the Mandalorian. If you go back, you actually see the Sand People walking in line.
Oh yeah, I mean Dave Filoni and John Favreau, they pay attention to everything. Especially Dave Filoni. You know this. You know that he studies everything that these movies say, and he's like, okay, so that's how it says it. Okay, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna follow the line. There is no deviation here.
So I looked at the crate dragon, and it looks like a freaking D&D monster.
Actually, you can see the skeleton of a small crate dragon behind C-3PO.
Yeah.
When the Jawas are about to pick him up at the beginning, which is something that I only know after watching The Mandalorian, because I never knew that what the hell that was. I just thought, oh hey, a skeleton of some
I thought that it was a dinosaur that died.
Yeah, but no, it's a great dragon. So yeah, uh,
I mean, Tatooine has been visited way too many times,
too many times.
but they haven't shown like much of the planet. I mean,
Yeah.
we get the creature on the ground.
the
The Sarlacc pit.
the Sarlacc pit, the butthole,
Yeah.
the butthole pit.
Sandy butthole. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, that's one
you-
sharp butthole you got there.
made those. But aside from that, nobody else bothered you with.
No.
I don't know what it is about this movie specifically, man. That it everything just holds up. Honestly, like the acting, like it doesn't.
Actually, if I may, I think the acting of Princess Leia was good, but there were some part that I was like, "Are you even acting?" And
Yeah. No, there's also a problem with Leia because she like goes from from some type of British accent to what like there is some
Well,
inconsistency with her.
In her defense, how would you react if your entire planet actually blew up in your face?
Yeah, because when she sees Lord Vader, she's like, Lord Vader, I recognize you from your foul stench or something like that. And
That's
then when
Tarkin.
oh yeah, but she
yeah,
also
but
says
she sees her home planet get blown up, and she's like, "No."
no,
Yeah.
she's like
I
what?
don't know.
Let's
I don't know.
Let's see- let's see you watch-
More.
let's see you watch your entire planet blow up and not act like a Karen after that. I'm kidding, of course. She's actually really awesome in this movie. Carrie Fisher did an amazing job as Leia.
Yeah, even though that she is like the typical.
She did a great job, but there was like one or two scenes that I was like, eh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that Harrison
Still,
Ford.
my favorite Leia line. That's just a little bit too small or too big for you or something like that. When
Too short
Are you
for a
a little bit
stormtrooper.
short for Stormtrooper?
Yeah. And she's just sitting
What?
there like freaking.
And Lucas like,
Roll
what?
from
Oh,
Titanic. She's just sitting there like Rose from Titanic, just painting like one of your French bitches.
What? Oh, the uniform. Wait.
God, I love that part too because she's like, or he says, "I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue." What? I'm Luke Skywalker. Ben Kenobi's here. Ben Kenobi? What? Chicken fries? What? What?
Yeah, she got very excited when
When she
when he said
mentioned
this.
when she mentioned Ben Kenobi, she was like, "Oh, oh." Yeah, but you
And
know,
also my favorite stormtrooper is the one that found the when they're in Tatooine looking at the escape pod, and there's
Oh.
like these guys like
I
he
thought
picks up a freaking
I thought they were
Whatever
gonna say
that
the
it's
Stormtrooper that
like-
actually bunks his head
That's
with the
right.
door.
yeah,
Oh no.
I thought that you were gonna say that one, the one that bunked his head with the door. Like, I love that they have never taken that part out.
That one is a classic. It's a classic bad like wrong scene or bad
You
scene.
can-
Go,
You can see,
right.
you can see him in the back, like, oh goddamn! Like, I love that. I just
believe-
love that they kept that because that was not supposed to happen, but they just kept it. Like, yeah, it happened.
Exactly.
I know he has his name, but let's call him Bunk 267.
267.
Yeah. But yeah, the one that picked up the like this tiny robo part, he get excited because he
Look,
found
sir.
the robo parts.
Look, sir, droids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that comes out of nowhere, but he's so excited. I'm like, you did good, buddy. You did good, buddy. Good job. You
I
get a
especially
raise.
I especially like that scene because they spoofed that scene in Spaceballs. Is that the scene with the giant comb? Have you found anything? We ain't found shit. God, we need to see Spaceballs, man. Mitos, you've never seen it, right?
No,
Oh, you gotta see Spaceballs,
no
man.
idea what the fuck is that.
Spaceballs is a spoof movie.
Is it
Just,
what now?
just,
A
just
spoof.
say that, and let's leave it at that because you, Mythos, will find out.
You know how Meet the Spartans was a spoof movie of 300?
Oh yeah.
So basically the same,
Something
but
like that.
Star Wars. Except it's just Star Wars, but it's actually done well. Even though it's a comedy and it's a spoof movie, it is a well done because it was in the 80s, I believe, that they did it. But yeah, we need to watch that eventually. It's just like Galaxy Quest, which is a more serious spoof of Star Trek. Or well, not spoof. It's more like God, not even a what if, but it's
The only movie I've watched that it's like that is the one that makes fun of 300.
the what?
The one that makes fun of 300. That is the only one I've
Yeah,
seen.
Meet the Spartans. Yeah.
Meet this
Yeah, Meet the
Yeah.
Spartan.
Okay, but we definitely need to watch Spaceballs one of these days. Yeah, I honestly don't think that there was anyone in this movie again that was that
There are some
acted.
memorable characters, definitely. Like
Yeah.
side characters that are memorable. Definitely, there are some.
Porkins.
Oh God, Porkins. Oh, wait,
If
there's,
no
there's
one
something
re-
wrong.
If you don't remember Porkins, you, my friend, haven't seen Star Wars.
Yeah, everybody remembers Porkins. Who the hell remembers who the fuck was Red Leader, Gold Leader, the other rebels aside from Biggs and Wedge? Like,
Let me just help people. People, this is Red Leader. Ah!
I love it. I love his fucking death. Ah! Oh God, I love it. But yeah, I don't know. What was your favorite character?
Actually, I think that Red Leader is actually memorable because he's the guy. Was it Stay on Target? No, that's Gold Leader. I think. Is it Gold Leader? Or is it Red Leader?
Which one? What are you?
Stay on target. I can check
Oh.
him. Stay on target.
Pretty sure it's Red Leader. I think
Yeah,
it's Red Leader.
Then he dies.
All right, so okay, so favorite characters. G has that guy. I have this stormtrooper with the thingy.
Oh, I'm talking about memorable characters. Favorite characters? Ben.
Favorite side character.
Oh, favorite side character.
Not Ben, not Luke, not Leia. You know, the main cast, the side character.
Does Tarkin count as a side character?
Um,
I mean, he never comes back, so.
well, I would say that side characters, as per se, it would be the. If we're talking about the Imperial officers, it's the officer that is talking, and then the other officer interrupts him and tells him, "This battle station is more powerful than your fleet."
And then he gets bitch choked by Vader.
And then
What'd you say, motherfucker? Feel the force.
And to me, he's my favorite Imperial officer side character because he's talking reason. He's talking reason.
You're talking about not the guy that gets choked. You're talking about the other guy that was debating with him.
The other, exactly, the other one, because he's talking about bringing reinforcements or doing something like that to reinforce the security and stuff like that. And the other guy, We don't need reinforcements. We got the most powerful weapon in the entire galaxy.
Oh yeah. I remember who it is.
Yeah. Ultimately, cockiness was the downfall of the whole empire. If you think about it, like
It
Yeah.
has a name.
Palpatine.
Nope.
Chief?
Tarkin Doctrine.
Oh,
Because the
Yeah.
Tarkin Doctrine, he actually talks about it in the movie. If you are very into Star Wars, you would know what I'm talking about. It's to rule by fear, basically.
Mhm.
And that's actually the demonstration about that. That was the reason for testing the weapon in full power against Alderaan. Which
Yeah.
I concur with someone that I have seen his videos. It was a mistake because Alderaan wasn't a military target. It was the, you could say that it was the Paris of the world, where
Well,
art, music, and all that was. It was the hub for all that.
current day Alderaan was not military. Back in the old Republic days, it was. So
Oh yeah, because back in the old, oh well, you're talking about the old Republic before then the other Republic that
yeah, I
actually
guess
fell
that.
down.
Yeah, I guess that not the old Republic,
Okay.
The older.
the oldest Republic.
That's because then the newest the Republic gets, the more stupid and dumb they get.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, huh? It's almost like it's telling something about the current state of the world as well. You know, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
What about you, Lion? Lion,
Uh,
Mr. Bunking Head.
So if we're not counting Tarkin, yes, I still feel like he's a side character because he's not a main. The main characters are Luke, Leia, Han, Chewbacca, R2, C-3PO,
Well,
Vader, and Ben. Those are like the main characters of the
well
movie.
in this movie, but well,
Tarkin
I
is
could
kind
say
of
that.
like the main villain of this movie. Question mark?
Kind of. It's
He
because
will be
it's between Vader and
like
Tarkin.
he will be like a mid boss.
No, he's like the retainer of the main villain, kind of. Because he's the one who tells Vader. He's always telling Vader, stop it.
Yeah,
Don't
but
choke him.
Even Darth Vader, as the main, like the big baddie that he is, he doesn't feel like the main villain of the movie.
Yeah, there really is like no clear main villain. I think that it's mostly the idea of the Empire being the main villain of the movie.
Well,
Yeah.
back in the day, it was clear cut who the bad guy were. But if we're going by modern day, well, we could say that both sides are bad and both sides are good.
Yeah, until they retcon it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that, buddy. We've already dealt with time travel in Star Wars anyways.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the other stuff.
The dark stuff. God, not
The dance.
not counting Tarkin, who would be my favorite side character?
It could be from the Rebellion as well.
I totally
It
forgot
doesn't
about
have to be necessarily Bunking Head Stormtrooper. But if you want to go with it, sure.
I kind of felt sorry for Biggs. I kind of feel like he shouldn't have died. Poor Biggs, because he was actually like, from what I saw, he wasn't even going to be in the movie, I guess, because they had shot other scenes. One that was deleted, which was him in Tatooine with Luke, talking about some shit, but then it wouldn't make sense for him to be like Luke when he sees him in the base. But that was also apparently a deleted scene that was then added back into the movie. So I don't know, maybe Biggs. Oh, Wedge, actually. I think I'll go with Wedge. He's a side character. He's not a main character. You only see him like by the end riding his X-wing, and he saves Luke. So yeah, Wedge is a fan favorite, and I actually wish that they did more with him.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now, favorite scene. I already said mine, which is when Luke goes into the prison cell where Leia is. And it's still so funny. It's a stupid freaking scene. I love it.
You go first, G.
Favorite scene. I would say that it would be the scene of Darth Vader and Ben Kenobi going at it.
The fight.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's because I know the history of both characters, and I know what happened before A New Hope. That it brings me to this, because now the dialogue that they have makes much more sense, and it actually has more impact.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to be honest, I fully expected Ben to actually say to Darth Vader, "Well, look what I have risen above." I think that he actually says something along those lines when he says, "Now I am." When Darth Vader actually says, "Now I am the master," and Ben just says, "You're
Only
a master of evil, Darth."
Yeah. I think that's a. I mean, it's. I was gonna say the trench run, but that is a very long ass scene. So I think that I'm just going to go with the beginning of the movie. That shot of the Star Destroyer going after the Korean Corvette, and
I mean,
Darth Vader
because
and the stormtroopers entering the ship, like boarding the ship. That is, I love that. That is such a great introduction to a movie.
Yes.
I still want a Star Destroyer, a red Star Destroyer called El Dorito.
God damn it, Mitos. Pretty sure
It
that
looks like a damn 3D Dorito.
no. Now the Republic ones, the Republic Star Destroyers, those look more like Doritos. But yeah, I guess that it's that initial impact because
You're talking the freighters, right?
no, the same Star Destroyers except the Republic ones, not the Imperial ones.
No. But you're talking about the small ones, right? Because the Star Destroyers actually look like daggers.
No, they look like Doritos.
I have never seen a Dorito with that shape.
Hey, it's
You, my friend,
triangular, man.
Get every single ship in this damn series is triangular.
True. Except the ABC from the Rebel side.
Those look like Cheetos.
Anyways, yeah, the beginning scene, with the boarding and shit. That's my favorite scene. Like, again, I think we actually talked about this, and I think that we forgot to talk about it. That this movie actually starts very different from what movie started before this. And it is that before this movies just they started with the credits, like the title card, and starting to name the director, the actors, and all that shit, and then the movie started. This one just starts with the title crawl, to explaining what the hell is happening. It is a period of civil war, yada yada yada, and then boom, right into the action. Like, and God, it's still so amazing to see that initial shot. Like, whether back when I saw it in 1997 or now, it just looks amazing to me.
All right.
Mythos, it's kind of hard to actually ask what is your favorite blank of this movie, because we just fucking love this movie so much.
Exactly.
I know.
It's like trying to pick your favorite son.
But in the end, you always have one favorite son.
Yeah, you can just use the Youngling Slayer 5000 and just get rid of one of the sons, and the other one's your favorite. There, problem solved.
Oh wow.
But yeah.
Rating, I guess. Rating time.
Rating? Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep mine for last.
No, you go first.
So, okay, I did say that I would probably be implementing a new rating based on this movie, because again, God, I just love this movie so much. Like, again, like I said, it's my favorite movie of all time. I don't think that there will ever be a movie that I love as much as this one. Like, it holds such a special place in my heart. I know that maybe it's nostalgia, or maybe not. It's just a warm spot. It's the place where I feel more comfortable with, like, always going back to it. So saying it's a Whopper, it wouldn't do it service. So I feel like we should give it a status, a rating that is higher than it's a Whopper. And I don't know.
Instead of higher than it's a Whopper. Hello there. There you go.
Actually, it's kind of close. It's actually, the Force is strong with this one, I think. Like, you know, I think that would be a rating above it's a Whopper, honestly. Like, you know, because the Force is all around us. It penetrates us. It binds us.
We're gonna end up with so many ratings, and I don't remember not even.
Yep.
I just remember like
You-
3 of them.
Don't
G
worry,
wrote
I
them.
have a list.
G wrote them down. G just needs to write down this new one, which is the Force is strong with this one, which goes above.
Delete that list, and he doesn't. He's not gonna remember. Like, he's gonna remember the same 3 as me.
I mean, it's
Have it right here.
the Force is strong with this one. It's a Whopper. Life is good, but it could be better. Take the cannoli, leave the gun, or leave the gun, take the cannoli. That's no good. I know that I talked with G about also putting I Was Frozen today for whenever we see a movie that we feel like it left us
There are no
speechless.
words.
Yeah, there are no words to describe it. It's not good, not bad. It's just we don't know how to explain it. And which one was the lowest one below? That's no good.
What an asshole.
Oh yeah, what an asshole.
But I Was Frozen today is because we have nothing to say.
Yeah,
But what an asshole is when a movie is so bad.
like Godzilla Final Wars.
So bad that
Like
you
Godzilla Final
just
Wars.
like you just want to punch it in the face. If the
Yeah.
movie had a face, you just want to punch it, break it, and leave it there.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Mythos, what
No,
is your rating?
He said that he was doing it last, so it's your turn.
Kid, you already know. You strike it down, it shall become more powerful than you can ever imagine. The Force is strong with this one.
Yeah,
So strong that it actually makes me smile again.
I thought you were gonna say it makes you hard.
and that too. It makes his lightsaber go boing.
Well, when you're a man like me, you just get it.
Yeah, I actually knew that G was gonna say
Let's be real, young Leia.
Carajo.
Actually, I think that they censored Leia. I specifically remember Leia's nipples being more visible in the in the original version. I don't know.
Oh,
I could be
that is
imagining things.
interesting. Anyway, my rating.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my rating is life is good, but it could be better.
Interesting. Why is that?
I'll take it. And I'm taking in consideration the first ever 3 movies, so 4, 5, 6. They clearly made a great beginning, but after that, I really like how how everything slowly grew up with the movies up until the 6th one, which is my favorite. Like it started big and it got bigger. So taking that in consideration, life is good, but it could be better. That's because 4th one is good, and then the 5th one is better, and then the 6th one got the best. That's my opinion.
It's gonna be an interesting discussion when we get to Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna tell you that much for sure.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be so interesting, man. Oh, I can't wait.
I mean, you have your pick of the litter, and which one is your favorite, right?
I mean,
I have a huge problem. I like them all.
don't say that because then you're saying that. Well, I just say I like all of the original trilogy. Don't say all of them because you're including you know which ones.
Que se joda. También las incluyo.
Star Wars Episode 3. Star Wars Episode 3, we need to watch it with the Google Translate in Japanese.
God, episode no, I defend episode 3. Episode 3 is legitimately good.
Episode 2, on the other hand.
Yep. That's the one that
Episode 2 is cringe. It's just cringe.
episode 2 is so bad. Episode 2 is just
Episode 3 is not bad, but damn it, freaking Google Translate in Japanese made that movie 100 times better. Oh,
I hate that on you.
I hate that on you.
God, so good.
I good out. Have you ever seen that video?
Many
that-
times.
Yeah, he has seen it. I think that we've talked about that video.
Yeah, probably. God, that. And of course, now that we're talking about New Hope, freaking New Hope with was it New Hope with the French one? What's the Return of the Jedi?
The French one.
The one that maybe, the one with Google Translate French. Anyway,
The only one I
we
remember
can
is
we can start ending in what I look for.
only one I remember is Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting then discussing the next couple of Star Wars movies. With the two of you. I mean, mostly Mitos. I was very interested to hear what Mitos had to say most because I've known G for the longest, and G and I we kind of sync up almost always. We're almost always thinking the same thing anyway. So
Sometimes it's freaky.
yeah, it's something. It's the Force. It binds us. It penetrates us. So yeah, it'll definitely be very interesting to see what happens in the next one. The next one is like it's gonna be way more interesting than this one. The Empire Strikes Back actually was the movie that suffered the least changes. I haven't seen the I mean I think I have seen the videos of all the changes done to the movie, but that was years ago and I don't remember it. But like compared to this movie where they changed so much, like what they did was just like retouch some things here and there. Like not that many things were changed from the original theatrical release of Empire Strikes Back, and the current version of Empire Strikes Back, from what I can tell. I think that Return of the Jedi they did change something, but maybe it's also minimal. Again, this one is the movie that has suffered the most changes. Like 1977 Star Wars is the one that suffered the most changes, for better and for worse. So at least we can move on from that one and go into more seeing the movie how it was back when it actually released. So yeah, looking forward to that. But that'll be
a very interesting month.
Yeah, that'll be a very interesting at the time when we do that. We'll see. But anyways, I think that's about it. I told you guys that I was going to do this the shortest episode, and I'm keeping my promise. We are less than 2 hours, and we'll keep it less than 2 hours.
Lies.
Lies. Deception. They're trying to kill me. The next episode is actually going to be 101 Dalmatians. I know that I said that we would do because of this month we would do 3 episodes, but again, I need to discuss something with these two so that we can hit that July 4th Independence Day Sunday. And so I need to bargain with these two in order to make that happen. So yeah, the next one will be 101 Dalmatians, which I still don't know which version we're going to watch, considering how much I kind of hate Mythos for what he put me through with Godzilla Final Wars. I should probably give us the live action version. So
Do it. Do it.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, that'll be it for tonight's stream. Thank you to everybody who showed up, for chatting, lurking, and watching. Mythos, where can the kids find you?
Find me over at twitch.tv/MythosGaming29. I need to get back to Uncharted on Monday. God, that game.
Monday is tomorrow, so tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow Monday.
Tomorrow
Okay.
Monday.
What's your gripe with the great game, huh?
That game did not age well.
No.
It isn't the combat area.
Yeah, I actually agree with Mythos. It's not until Uncharted 4 that I actually like the series. So
I mean, I like what I'm playing. I don't like the combat. Combat's so bad.
yeah. It happens.
It was never about the combat in the first place, my friend.
But when the game gives you combat, it's horrible. I don't like it.
I don't like it. You're tearing me apart, Nathan.
I'll tell you what. The 2 guns that I love using is the pea shooter that he has and the shotgun. That's it. I hate the AK.
Just do what I do. Grab whatever shoots and kills the people, and that's it.
That's the thing. I grab the AK, it doesn't kill anyone. I grab the shotgun, it doesn't kill anyone. The pea shooter is the only one that kills sometimes. Because
my friend,
I even hit headshots, and the guy's like, "What was that mosquito bite?"
well, my friend, I think that it's not the gun.
The gun owner.
Or when you hit a headshot, the enemy should be dead. Because
when you shoot the shot.
bullet goes through the head.
Video games. Am I right?
Yeah. Anyways, you can find G over on Mickey's dungeon, as you can see by his shirt right there. Mickey owns his ass.
I thought you were gonna see Pornhub. You can find him on Pornhub.
One of these days, we'll be surprised. Who knows? Anyways, I will be back tomorrow with Banjo Kazooie. Then on Wednesday, May the 5th, Revenge of the 5th, we're going to be taking a look at a game that we talked about earlier, Midos, Star Wars Battlefront. So, going to revisit that classic Star Wars game. Then on Friday, Tales from the Borderlands Episode 4, and then on Sunday, Indie Strike. I'm trying to think, is there a game related to Mothers? An indie game related to Mothers or something that I can maybe do for Indie Strike? I don't know.
You don't want to know.
But hey, you can always play Mother 3.
No.
Oh God. No.
You had to ask.
Actually,
you had to ask.
Did you see the tweet that Terry Crews said localize
Oh yeah, I
Mother
saw
3?
it. I freaking saw it. Localized Mother 3.
Jesus H. Christ.
Right.
But anyways, people. Until next time, may your hearts be your guiding key. And remember, stay inside, stay alive, stay hydrated, and be kind to everybody. And may the Force be with you. Always.
Always.
Good night.
Mayonesa de queso.